online broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads from over 200 countries and your #1 source in after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
All right, you guys, welcome to another episode. In fact, the final episode of Season 11 for So You Think You Can Dance here on AfterBuzz TV. I'm Kristen Burt. I have no other hosts. They have all left me, but this is what I did. I was really, really smart, and I booked all boys for my hashtag boy party. I thought I'd be in really good company. Of course, 2 of them are in traffic right now. So we're live. They're going to come in live. So you're going to get a real taste of what live television is like. But guess what? I do have one fabulous guest who is here and on time, Teddy Coffee.
Hello, yes, thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
We've been having a blast. We've been chatting about the show and the season and everything else, and we've got a lot to dish out.
That's right.
So you know what, maybe we'll just talk a little bit about you and then get started in on the show and everything.
Yeah, sure.
Because I want to kind of go back a little bit. We were talking about auditions and everything else, and you're starting the tour.
Yes.
Exactly where you auditioned.
That's right, yep. October 2nd, we start in New Orleans on tour, and we go to over 70 cities across the United States. And Carly, Emily, Marquette, and I were chosen as alternates to go to the top 10.
Yay!
Yeah, it's exciting.
So amazing. So you'll start off in New Orleans where you auditioned.
That's right.
You know, I think it's really interesting because we had Jasmine and Mackenzie here from season 10, and they said, we're so jealous they're doing a longer tour because they said it was one of the best parts of being on the show.
That's what they said. They said it's like the biggest bonding time between everybody. And then there's a little tension, they said, like, that gets involved in the middle of it, but, like, it's the best time in the world, they said.
And a few romantic hookups. That's what I always hear.
Oh, yes, there was.
Yes, we've seen some, and then it explodes. So we love that. See, we love the behind-the-scenes drama, though, too. Let's talk a little bit about your audition, because we did not see your audition.
You did not see my audition.
And I was the one that spoiled the top 20. I don't know if you know that. But
oh, you were?
I was the one.
Was you.
Yeah, I know. Marlena was on, and she was like, who was that? And I was like, that was me.
That's so funny. Yeah, and nobody knew who I was. They're
no, I'm like, this guy Teddy.
No, literally, it was like, Nigel, why would you put in randoms like Teddy Coffee? Like, that's like, those are the comments. And I was like, great.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
We had Tiffany Marr here from season 9, and she was not shown during the audition run.
Right.
And she said she felt like for the first few weeks she was trying to catch up of just fans getting to know her face and who she was and what her story was. Did you feel the same way?
I felt the exact same way, yeah. Yeah, I really did.
That's so tough.
You know, but it's all good because, I mean, they cast a show, they know what they want, and so you take it and you accept it, and I'm glad I got to be a part of the journey, so.
You just had a happy-go-lucky story. That's what it was. They were like,
yeah,
there was no tears.
Yeah, there was no dish. There was no dish.
Tears in Teddy's story. But did you know ahead of time that you were not going to be shown in audition rounds?
I did not. I did not. So like I invited my family over, and I was like, guys, this is my city, the first show.
Nothing.
And they showed me fist bumping cat.
That's it? That's all you got?
That's
it.
Hey!
You're like, your whole family's over, and you're like, I get a fist bump.
Yeah, that's so funny.
The one other thing I want to mention is because sometimes it goes like back to back. You do Green Mile, and then you go right into Los Angeles and start the shows. I heard you guys had some time, some lag time.
We did.
How hard was it to keep a secret?
You know,
obviously not too hard because I got the top 20.
Yeah, right?
Oh, yeah. I didn't get it. Wait, I did not get it from Teddy, so don't start.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
He and I did not know each other.
You know what? It wasn't. I mean, obviously there were times that I wanted to say, hey guys, you know, but I don't know. It was like, it wasn't too bad. I was very excited, obviously, and like I told close people to me, but it wasn't, I don't know.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm bad like that. Well, obviously, because I'm like, hey, I got a scoop. But I probably would have been like, hi, Nigel, what's up? Like on Twitter or something really stupid.
Yeah, you know, I surprised myself because I did well.
Good.
I did well, yes.
I am so impressed.
Yeah.
All right, that's not one of my skills, is keeping my big mouth shut. And I'll let everyone know, I did not learn from any of the contestants either. So nobody that I know that was on season 11 spilled to me that they were going to be a part of the show, and then everyone else's name, I got it from somebody else not even related to the show. So isn't that interesting?
Yeah, that is very interesting.
You never know where your sources come from. You just don't. All right, let's get into the show because you had a big night last night, and that opening number, Top 20 with Warren Carlyle.
Absolutely, so fun.
He doesn't go easy on you guys. We had talked about this before the show started, but he's like, I've got all of these things.
He's tough.
He's so tough.
It's like boom, boom, boom. Like he expects you to do this, and you got to do it. But you know what though? He's also very, very nice. Like he is such a genuine person. It's not like he's, intimidating at all. It's just he doesn't hold back.
Yep.
Like he gives you what he wants, and that's it. And you do it.
He's like, this is my content. It's going to be stacked.
Yep. Here you go. It's yours.
Enjoy. Yeah,
good luck.
I always, and he's so amazing. I'm a big fan of musical theater, but like when you just see everything, he's thrown in tap, and he's thrown in the classic Broadway, and then he throws in a little jazz, and you're like, holy cow, all within 3 minutes.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
it's
I thought that was
nonstop.
amazing. What was it like to be back together with everyone?
Oh, it was so incredible. Because there were people who left early on that you didn't get to spend as much time with, and so it was just nice to rekindle that fire and that friendship that we had. And the 10 of us that weren't in the top 10, we had a little extra time off because we didn't have rehearsals for the 10 and the All-Star numbers, so we bonded a lot together. And it was it's bittersweet because, some people don't get to go on tour, so we don't get to spend that time with them, so that time was crucial with them there.
That is so hard. I mean, because it's a little exclusionary. I mean, they can't take 20. It's really tough. It's expensive. I understand why they don't, but at the same time, we talked about when Melina was here, she's like, when you're in the top 20, your fight is to get to top 10 or at least even to an alternate position so that you're out there on tour.
I know, it's sad. It's very sad.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
And of course everyone wants to win too, but it's just if you can get like that little slice of the pie. It's a little
extra thing. Yeah, it's a little extra.
It's all good. It's all good. All right. Well, the top 20 number I thought was fantastic with Warren Carlyle, and I love that he highlighted at least one of the top 4 people, so they had their little moment and everything else.
Absolutely.
Which was spectacular.
He did well with that.
Did Stanley fall? He did, didn't he?
I love Stanley. Yeah, he did, and he was my roommate like at the hotel, and he was so bummed. But you know what? We watched it together, and
he recovered really well.
He recovered very well, and he was the only one moving back. So you kind of like
was it or wasn't it?
Was questionable. It was questionable. I was like,
you know what it was too. Like I love Stanley's legs and his extension. It's just to die for. And I was watching him because he did that like amazing split leap, and then I just was in straddle, and I was like watching him, and I just happened to be focused in on that because I was like, oh, he's the one. And it's beyond 180. So I was like, he's the one I want to watch, and then I was like, shoot.
Yeah, but it's funny because he fell like on a word and not an accent. So I was like, Stanley, you're all good. So we were laughing. We were having a good time about it.
You did that live.
We did that live.
Normally you guys pre-tape.
Yeah, no pre-taping. That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
That's what made me think. I'm like, that was a fall because you guys would have done it again, like had it been.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. But
it's all good. It's all about the recovery, and he was fantastic the rest of it.
Happens to everybody.
It does happen to everyone.
Happens to everybody.
And that's what makes him a pro, see? That's all that matters. Let's go into judges, because you guys had like the biggest panel ever. Tara Lipinski, Adam Shankman, Ms. Debbie Allen, Jenna Dewan Tatum, of course, Mary and Nigel. Did you have a favorite guest judge this season?
Favorite guest judge? I really like Misty. I really like Misty. Because she knows what she's talking about, and she gives you constructive criticism.
That's what we loved about it, because she gave you something that you can work on, that you can take with you next week, and that's because you're supposed to be improving week to week.
Right,
so.
right. Like I want to, if there's something that you didn't like about my performance, I want you to tell me. I don't want it like, oh, it was good or nothing given to me. I want something to work on, something to so if next week I can't do that. Yeah,
That's good. I thought all the guest judges this season were all at least qualified. We've had some seasons where, it was Zooey Deschanel and, Carly Rae Jepsen. They're all great, but they just don't have the language and the vocabulary to be able to give comments instead of like, that was great.
Right. Yeah. Just thumbs up. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that they've learned their lesson on that, and I think that has really helped not only you guys, but it even helps the viewers.
Sure.
They don't know
Absolutely.
Dance. What do we look for?
They're given something. They're like, they're saying things that make the viewers like, oh, okay, cool,
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Next. And I love this that they got to sort of pick all the different numbers. No, I was asking you, did you guys have any idea how they picked the numbers? But you weren't sure. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, we're not 100% sure. I mean, I'm sure there are specific numbers that no matter what they're going to be in there, you know. And then like the Twitter vote, like the Serge and Carly, what is it called, Senile?
Yep.
Like that was voted in, so that's cool. That
The fan vote, yep.
Yeah, they got to vote a dance in there, and then judges' pick was the Emilio and Jasmine one number. I'm so glad we got to see that. Because
they killed it.
Oh,
they killed it.
Yeah.
Well, we'll start off with the first number.
Okay.
This was Mary's pick: Travis Wall, Jessica, and Casey. And I have to say that there's a lot of Travis Wall last night.
Yeah. Well.
He's amazing, but I kind of wanted to see one or two other choreographers.
Okay.
I'm going to just say it.
Yeah,
I'm allowed to say it. You know, we had Dave Scott, and I was like, we'll talk about that. We'll get there. We'll get there. I'm getting ahead of myself. But let's talk about Travis Wall, Jessica, and Casey. I mean, we've seen this number before. I think this piece really moved Casey.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it was kind of his like real breakthrough piece and everything else. What can you tell us? Because I mean, we've seen these dances before, but what can you tell us about Jessica? What can you tell us about Casey that we don't know?
Okay, Jessica is a very hard worker, and she has a strong personality and a sweet personality. Like, you know, at first when I first met Jessica, I wasn't so sure if she was going to be as down to earth as she is, and she's so down to, like, her and I are so goofy together.
That's awesome.
We're so goofy together, and I love her. I love her to death, and I'm so proud of her. And Casey, he's a hard worker as well, and he's so talented, and that number is incredible. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's one of those that moves you a lot, and it was nice to see because I felt like I wasn't, you know, sometimes you get dances and you don't know what you're going to get, and you get choreographers, and poor Jessica had a new partner every single week.
Every week.
And so I always felt like I don't know her through the top 20, and I didn't get to know her till top 10.
Yeah, because it's hard to build that chemistry with a new person each week, you know, because where other people have the same person, it just gets stronger as the weeks go by, and she had it tough. She had it tough.
She did, and to make it to top 3 at that point, and her adaptability, she was very unflappable, which I thought was...
Right, it didn't stop her. It didn't stop her.
And some people would have crumbled, and you know, there's a lot of mental game on this show.
Absolutely, it plays with your mind. It really does.
What was the hardest thing for you?
I don't know, you know, there were moments that I didn't feel like my strongest, like myself, because once I put pressure on myself, that's when things start to kind of go like, oh, you know, like it was good, but it could have been a little better.
Yep.
But when it's like coming back here for the top 20 number, I was just all about having, like, that's how Hollywood Week was too. I had no expectations.
Yep.
I was like, I'm just gonna go have fun. I get to dance, I get to work with these choreographers. Who knows if I make the show, but I'm just gonna go have fun. And that's the mentality that I need in order to do well. So I think the hardest thing is to work under the pressure that you put on yourself. And not only you, but the show that puts on you also, so.
And for you, was this your first time ever trying out?
Yes, it was. Yes.
Yeah, so we've seen lots of contestants try 3 or 4 times,
Yeah.
so for you to make it on your first round, yeah,
it's pretty
you gotta
cool.
feel good about that.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, yeah.
That's amazing. All right, so we talked a little bit about that, but I want to get into Ms. Debbie Allen's big pick, Ricky and Valerie, the Far Side and Phoenix one, the hip hop number. Now, and this is something that really rang true with me. The last couple seasons, we've seen partners at least make it all the way to top 4.
Yeah.
We saw Team Tall last year, and we saw it with Fiction
Yep.
and Amy, and we see it again with Ricky and Valerie.
Yep.
Luck of the draw when you get that partner.
Right, yeah. I mean, it's crazy that it just so happens to work out that way. And if you noticed,
Come on in.
hey, Serge, Millie.
Certainly, you'll head on
How's it
over there.
going?
This is the beauty of live TV. Come on in, you guys. Put the yep. We gotta come together. Sorry, Serge, you have to sit next to me. This is what I wanted. Boy party.
Boy party. And it's kind of funny how it worked out this season because for a while it was like a couple goes home. Like Emily and I went home at the same time.
Yep.
Serge and Carly went home at the same time.
Yep.
Who else? There was a lot of that.
There was
like,
a lot of that going on.
Yeah. So.
Everyone except Jess's partner.
Yeah. Except for
They
Jess.
went home by themselves.
Yep.
Come right there into the mic. There you go.
Bridget.
Well,
Yeah.
let's say hi to Serge and Emilio. Hi, guys.
What's
Hey,
up?
what's
I know. I was
going?
like, we're live. Come on in. It's no big deal. Traffic. Welcome to LA. You know. You
Traffic.
know how it is.
Always a great time.
My
You know
friends
how
are
it is.
surprised.
We've been talking a little bit about the dances. We talked about, you know, the top 20 piece and everything else. Any thoughts on the top 20 piece where you guys were able to come back together with everyone?
It was the most fun. That routine, I think Emily tweeted about it and wrote that routine was the definition of fun, and that was the best way to describe it. Working with Warren at the end as a group, He's the best. He's all about like pure energy and joy and bringing, you know, life and just happiness to your movement. So that was the best to come back and have that feeling because the competition's gone and we just get to enjoy ourselves.
Yeah, and it was just a lot of fun because Warren is just a wonderful person. Like working with him is like, thank you. It's like just working with a friend. Like you may not know him, but he's gonna be your friend right then and there. And he's like there to judge you. He's not there to, you know, make fun of you. He's literally teaching you that choreo, and he's like, here you go, have a good time.
Yep.
And he cuts you no slack. I mean, these are hard numbers. His numbers are jam-packed.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we're going to fast forward ahead because we're already on Zach's piece. The one he chose is his favorite, the Sonia Taya piece. It was him and Amy all together. So we were talking a little bit about Jessica and Casey. What did we not know about Zach? Because I think a lot of fans were really surprised that he came in fourth. I think a lot of us thought in the end it was going to be Zach and Ricky.
Well, we can't take away from how powerful the girls were.
The girls were amazing. I think from a viewer perspective, I think we felt like it was a male year where there was only one winner instead of two. So I think that watching it from home, that's where everyone sort of felt where it was going. And I think everyone felt in the end after the last 2 weeks of dancing that it seemed to be Zach and Ricky's show. But it wasn't, because you never know how the fans are going to vote. So
Right, but it is a good thing to see that Zach gave Ricky a run for his money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he had a really great journey. Kind of like all of a
did.
sudden you're like, where the heck did you come from?
Came out of nowhere.
Yeah. And we had a lot of the choreographers on this year, and they really enjoyed working with him. They're just like, he's a sponge. He just wants to learn and everything else. So
Yeah,
Well, he
he's
also-
super hardworking.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, obviously, all the top four are very
course.
hardworking. It's just him coming from like his tap background and everything, and like he really embodies that choreo and the emotion behind it. And I think that's what made him go so far, is that he was willing to just break whatever he was feeling or anything and get into that character. And that's why that piece with Amy that he did from Sonia was just amazing, because he was feeling it. And I mean, we were feeling it backstage. When I watch it, I'm just like,
try not to cry. How many times did you cry last night, you guys? Just the knowing that it was the end of the show, at least. I know some have tour, but
I know I did, but it was during the top 10 with the All Stars dance. Because there's a moment where we like all kind of come together. We do like the last set of choreo, and I just started realizing like, this is it. Like for me to be on that stage performing live in front of everybody, I was like, this is it. So as I'm doing the movement, I'm like, it was a good moment. It was a good moment, especially during rehearsals. I already knew that this was going to be the last dance of the day that I was going to do. So I already was emotional that whole week thinking about it. Yeah. So it just kind of hit me as soon as it actually happened.
that's amazing. I love that. It's good to see you guys. Like it's really hard to see the dancers go. I mean, I think even if we're like, oh, we think this person's going home this week, for all of us watching, you do get attached to watching everyone's journey and everyone's performance, and I'm always like, I wasn't ready for them to go. Well, not yet, you know. And
I don't know. I thought it'd be interesting if they had like us stay the entire season, and then at the end, just like a whole point system is ranked up, and we find out who was where.
Yeah, because it's like watching everybody's journey
That would be
the
interesting.
whole amount of weeks.
that's a thought for season 12 that Fox is debating about right now.
Nigel, Jeff, if you're watching, that sounded pretty
That's
good.
right.
Actually.
Nice, Serge.
I like that.
Nice call.
It'd be fun.
There's a producer in him hiding in
right.
there.
I just want to learn more dances, honestly. That's-
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Sir, am I allowed to ask? Because do you know what your number one question is?
No, what's my number one question?
Why aren't you on tour?
Oh, actually, I'm not the one that decides that. So,
Really?
yeah, I thought I was. Then I guess it was a mistake, like a miscommunication of sorts, and no, I'm not.
I thought perhaps like you were and then everyone thought you were doing Troop on Dancing with the Stars. Like everyone for sure was like that. He must be staying around for that.
Well, yeah, I read those rumors too. That also that got me excited, but no phone call came. So right now, I think I'm just literally excited to see what happens next.
Are we going to see you a little Dance with Me teaching on the West Coast since it's opening up?
Of course. Well, Dance with Me that's our family. That's part of the Chmerkovskiy Volinets brand, and the fact that we are becoming nationwide now is going to be huge, and that's exciting to be there and be a coach for them and train the staff and work with the students and just grow as a company.
It's a great space too. I've been over there, so
It's going to be a lot of fun.
I'll see you next week.
The grand
too.
opening, September 10th.
September 10th.
Nice.
September 10th.
September 10th. Yes. I don't know if RSVPs are still open, so
I have no
Probably
idea, but you should
invited-
just come.
Just come.
Just come
Just
in
come,
here.
have a
Say
party.
Serge invited me on AfterBuzz.
Yeah, it's my house party.
Can you imagine the craziness? All right, then Nigel's pick, and this one, you and I talked about off air. Rudy and Allison, Ray Leeper's Dirty Diana piece, and we were just talking a little bit about Nigel's Twitter fight with Rob Wade. I don't know if you guys
hey,
know.
I heard about this, yeah.
Yeah, and so just to give everyone background in case they don't know the story, but originally, Allison had the reveal on Good Morning America today, this morning in New York, LA, last night here, so you think. So they weren't going to release her for one day. Obviously, there's planes, there's red eyes. ABC has a private jet, they can fly people, but there's contracts and other things like that. And Nigel got a little upset, and he tweeted out that he was upset that Rob Wade wouldn't let Allison out for one day. And some of the Dancing with the Stars fans then get mad because everyone's, defending their turf. And then people said, don't you think Nigel should apologize? And I'm like, no. And let me tell you why. Because Nigel just wants the best for his show. Rob wants the best for his show. There are contracts. There's exceptions to every rule. But the only person that was going to lose out if they didn't get Allison was Rudy.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, and bottom line, that's what Nigel's fighting for. So
And that number, because that
my God,
number is
amazing.
insane.
That number.
Amazing.
that was better. That was better than the first time, right? I mean, watching it on
yeah.
TV, I was like, that was killer.
Yeah, no, it was so
Yeah.
good. That height she gets when he chucks her in the air,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
No, and we were talking about she's like a little firecracker.
Allison
like
is something
she
else.
just gets on there and it's just like, pow, 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 pow. She's just going crazy. And
And to be able to match that.
yeah, exactly. And I mean, whatever Ray was doing before that, he made that choreo or anything, because it was amazing. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's
Keep
really
doing it.
good.
It was insane, like, because I mean, Ray always comes out with great choreography, but that one in particular
It's a
is like,
standout.
whoa. Like, I remember watching it live. I looked at Ray and was like, bro, what?
What is that? It's next level.
WTF, bro?
It is, and it is one of those things that you watch and you're like, they did it great the first time. And then I think also when the judging is off your shoulders, and you guys probably may agree with me on this, you can just go out
yeah.
there and just
Absolutely.
full out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely. It was just
definitely.
a performance.
That's what this week
like,
was.
You're having fun.
Yeah. You're like, I don't care. It doesn't matter. I can just show them all what I got, and that I'm so glad it worked out. And then Allison looked gorgeous at 5 a.m. or whatever time it was in New York City, revealing that she's on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
I didn't catch that. She looked. It
She
was
looked
good.
amazing. She looked amazing.
Yeah.
So
Good.
We had a rap party last night.
Yeah.
That, took most of our morning away from us. So
Yeah.
yeah, what time did that rap party go till?
I don't know.
I don't remember. I just remember
Time is a blur.
Yeah.
They said it was over, and then there was an after party, and then I slept and woke up and was like, "What time is it?"
What's
You're
that?
like,
What's
what
going
time's
on? Where
after
am I?
buzz?
Yeah. we had fun.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
So much fun.
All that matters. It's,
Yeah, yeah.
it's the big end. I just do want to quickly talk about Michael Demeski. I mean, I've seen him. I think everyone had probably seen the YouTube clip of his
Yeah.
solo.
Yeah. That went viral real quick.
That did go viral really quick. What was it like seeing him live? Because he is really interesting. I mean, he's
Yeah.
now here in Los Angeles. I know MSA signed him, so.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
No,
yeah.
he's super talented, and we didn't actually speak with him a lot. I don't know why they
Yeah.
kind of kept him separate from us, but when he did come through, I saw him for like 30 seconds, and he looked really like cool.
Yeah.
And-
No, I got to meet him when I did the Dizzy Feet Foundation. I was there. Very sweet, genuine person. Actually, it's pretty interesting. Even somebody who's from Australia, he won the So You Think Australia there.
Yeah.
Paula Abdul's like catering, like taking him everywhere with her and stuff, and like he's just there, and it's just very like chill guy. We talked to him. We asked him about his experience. At that time, we were only like 2 weeks in, so we started telling him a little
Yeah.
bit about our experience so far, and he just, of course, was just like, "Yo, good luck," like. Take that memory and take it with you. Just like love every minute of it. Like he was very, very sweet. But yeah, like it was weird during the show. We never got to speak to him again, but it's okay. As long I figured he's a nice person for that one, like maybe 2 minute, 3 minute conversation. Very, very sweet person.
Sweet. I'm sure we'll be all running into him in LA at
Yeah.
some point. I think because if he's staying here, I feel like there's plans for him. Do you know?
He'll be
yeah.
around.
The
No,
way, yeah.
he'll be doing-
He'll be working a lot.
He'll be doing a lot of work, definitely.
For sure. And then Valerie's pick was, of course, a tap number.
Yeah.
The Valerie and Zach piece that Anthony did.
Oh, so
Oh,
good.
that is
I
such a
love
dope
that.
number.
So
That
good.
love it. And how, A, to make tap sounds clear, And then to do it on steps is always, I mean, I'm
Oh.
not a tapper, so you're a tapper.
I am a tapper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about how hard that is.
It's really hard. Really hard.
Because then when you add props to it and everything
Yeah,
else and trying to match your partner.
Props make everything like that much more difficult. So.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like the worst nightmare I can imagine is having to do that routine. Like
I mean,
personally.
and the stamina you need for that.
Yeah, and plus you're working with Anthony. Like when you work with Anthony, it's 100%, like, and nothing less. So when he gives you a stare and he's like, you need to go 100% on that, you're like, okay.
Not ready.
Yeah, and I mean, like, there's been times where we watched that routine, and like there was an instance where like the floor was very slippery, and Zach, like, he had slipped at one part, not on the stairs, thankfully, but had slipped at one part, and it was just like, just thinking about that kind of stuff could happen on that stairs. Like, just think about walking up the platform, just whoop, you know, like
all
anything
over.
could happen, and it's over. But
I
both
tripped
of
down
them
the
are
stairs
phenomenal.
just walking in general. But having to
Carpet,
shuffle,
tennis
ball,
shoes.
change, and step and skip from 2 different height levels at the same time?
Yeah,
No way.
and then pullbacks down the stairs. Oh my
I thought the
gosh,
same when Jackie and Jordan were doing all of their. I mean, that first
yeah.
week ballet number was so hard.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Couldn't imagine doing
So
that ever.
hard.
Even if I did ballet, like, there's no way I could survive that.
That was my training, and I literally was like, I can't believe that they have to do this on like their first week out.
Yeah.
You know, it's so difficult, jam packed fouettes into Italian fouettes. And
Yeah,
I mean,
those
he
days.
on point shoes.
Yeah.
And no Marley floor, so it was very slippery. We had heard. I know Jackie had talked about that a little bit. Let's move it into Ricky's favorite piece. It was the Sonia Taya piece, Ricky and Jessica, which I saw at Dizzy Feet. I saw
Yeah.
the first week too. It's
Yeah.
really a beautiful number, the two of them.
That routine is breathtaking every time I see it.
I know. It's really.
Yeah.
The fact that it was
Otherworldly.
like a bookend to our season, it was on the first episode, it's on the last episode.
Yeah.
And it was as moving, if not more, you
Yeah.
know. It's just so good. From that first thing when he grabs her throat and she breathes out.
Yeah.
Like,
And it was just crazy because both of them are so technical, and like the way Sonia like built that choreo, and it made them look so good. It made it look so natural. Like, they didn't have to struggle to do that choreo. Once they learned it, they just took advantage of it, and they both made it work together. Like, it was just
And they
beautiful.
took it to another level.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I mean, every time I watch that piece, I'm just like,
it's exquisite, isn't it?
I want to be like Ricky when I grow up.
Did you guys know? Okay, 'cause
wow.
a lot of the viewers kind of felt like he won a long time ago.
Yeah, I think it was in March. When did that
Yeah,
audition
that
happen?
audition. And wait, and I want to say, I don't want to take away anything from any of your talents, because I was just telling Teddy, I'm like, you're all winners at Top 20 because you're all going to be working nonstop, because we bring in contestants from multiple seasons, and you know, I mean, you guys know, you see it and everything else, so you don't need me to pump your egos up anymore.
Right.
But
We got Twitter for that.
You have Twitter for that.
Right.
You get all the Surge fans, the Surge
Oh,
Squad.
I love Surge Squad.
Ponytail.
Surge Squad is the
And
ish.
where's your ponytail?
It's hidden under the hat right
Okay.
now, but it got real long. It's like down to here by now.
All right, you got to give good brony tail later. But, you know, I mean, did you guys feel it? I mean, I know everyone's just happy to be on the show and competing and everything else, but was it like, Ricky's going to win this?
I mean, I actually didn't think it would happen because it would have been like too obvious.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, we
Yeah.
kind of called it from the beginning. Even at this one rap party, we were all standing on this balcony at one point, and some random comes up to us and goes, "Hey, so who's the most talented? Who's gonna win?" And every single one of us instantly pointed at Ricky.
Yeah, instantly, all of us, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. From my own experience, I think I said it yesterday. Like, I remember watching Ricky for the first time at LA Callback Week, and I remember thinking, "Wow, this kid is amazing," and I wouldn't be mad if he took the whole show. Like, I remember
It's got a
thinking
gift
that
from
thing.
God. Like, it's just a natural talent that you can't just, like, learn. I mean,
Yeah.
you have to learn things, too. I understand, you know, technique and everything, but sometimes people just have an innate.
It's very natural for his body.
Yeah.
And you also have to understand that, like, Ricky, like, ultimately, like, loves dance. Like, loves
I
it.
love
Like,
dance.
what
That's
he
his
does.
thing.
It's very just like, I
Scratches
love
his
dance.
beard. Scratches his beard.
Yeah.
It's
Like-
my favorite thing. When we ran on stage when he won and we all tackled him, I was just screaming in his face. I was like, "I love dance," and he's like, "I do. I love dance." And it's honest.
Yeah.
Like when we were all dead, laying on the floor in this one room where we were always trapped inside, like all 20 of us, we would all be laying on the floor. Zach's taking a nap somewhere, and he's in a tilt, just listening to his music, just loving life.
Punching and enjoying life.
So I mean, it's what he does.
He
All the
lives,
time.
breathes,
Yeah,
eats,
exactly.
sleeps, dance. you know what? What more can you say about that? That's
Yeah.
like the right person that
It's
won. I
beautiful.
mean, it is beautiful, and I mean, it's gonna mean a ton to him. So
Yeah.
not that it wouldn't have meant a ton to anyone, but I
course,
think
of
it's
course.
just
Of course.
one of those people. He's like, yes.
Yeah.
Let's get to your piece because this was the fan pick.
Oh,
Caroline
Twitter
Church.
champ. Season
Little
11.
Luther Brown. I love Lou Brown's pieces.
He's the man.
Yeah.
He's so cool.
I have to get him on next season because I'm going to say that there's a season 12. I'm just throwing it out there. In my head, there's a season 12.
I'm living like there's a season
I
12.
can't let there be like this is the end because
No,
I'm
yeah.
obsessed with this show. Luther Brown, what is it like working with him? Because I love his choreography.
He is dope. Honestly, for me at first, and you can watch it, it's on TV, there's evidence. It was the hardest week that I had personally on that show because it was a double hip hop week for me. I had my group number, which was a hip hop, and my duet. And the way Luther works, and I guess I just never had that style before. So it was total miscommunication at first, and I wasn't speaking his language, but thank God this dude right here, Millie, was my roommate. So he started like translating for me in between rehearsals what I got to do. And then like little time went, and finally when I picked it up and we were breathing and speaking the same language, that's when it got awesome. Because that routine is so much fun when you're not counting or worrying about steps, but when you're literally just like breathing through it, through the entire thing, that's when it's fun. And yesterday was the best. So,
You know how I feel about that piece.
Teddy-
I love it.
Teddy watches it like every
Like I
day.
watch it at home and like it makes me happy. I just put it on.
But don't you love? That's what I love about this show because I'm always like, let's watch this again. And I'll tweet it out. I'm like, watch this one again.
Yeah, right?
Because you get obsessed with like a certain number each week.
I'm
you know,
obsessed.
that's
Yeah.
good
I love
though.
it. No, I love it, and I'm happy that it was like the Twitter choice because it's funny.
Yeah.
Remember when we did it? Nigel was like, "I'm not sure America is gonna connect with this piece," and boom, that's the one America voted for.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You see now?
Hey Nigel,
that.
throw it down. No, we talked. Teddy and I had this whole conversation before the
Right.
show. But Nigel sometimes his comments. We were saying sometimes we think it influences voters. And someone disagreed with me on YouTube about that. And I said, you know what? If I was 13 years old and still voting, and I heard Nigel say, "Well, I don't know if America's gonna love that," I'd probably be like, "Oh yeah, he's right." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It
I'm not
depends on the
saying what
age.
he says like feeds completely into a person's opinion, but that's why the judges are there.
Yeah.
Because,
Absolutely.
They
because
sway you a little
most
bit.
of the people who watch all dancing shows, Dancing with the Stars included, they're not dancers or all of, the
Mm-hmm.
audience isn't all dancers, so they can't watch a piece and technically know who's better. They just feel and see what they like.
Right.
But the judges being there, critiquing it, giving up that professional opinion, quote unquote, that's what sways people because they really start trusting and go, "Oh, you're right. I did see that," or "Oh, that's what I didn't like. I couldn't figure it out." Sometimes you don't know why you don't like something or why you do like something,
Yep.
and someone mentions it, and you're like, "Oh yeah, that was it." That's what in my opinion, that's what the judges are there for. So I think it's true. I think they totally do sway public opinions.
Oh, absolutely.
And your favorite guest judges? Because Teddy said Missy was his favorite guest judge.
Ooh, Misty was the best. Like she was so cool, and she had a lot of love for my pieces, so of course I love her.
Of course. why
But
wouldn't you?
Jesse is the funniest
Yes.
person in the
Oh, wait,
world.
he guest judged?
Yeah, last week for
Last
the top
week.
4.
Oh, I thought you meant like when I was on the show.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's an open-ended question.
Well, I love
Yeah.
Jesse. Okay.
Yeah, we love Jesse.
Jesse's so funny.
I
I,
think
can't take it.
he was just super funny, like outgoing. Like of course he gave his own critiques, but I mean obviously him not coming from like a dance background, he can't sit there and be like, "You need to fix this." Like he can't do that. But of course he gives great advice. But he's just so funny, like always
So
coming out with
funny.
jokes about like if Ricky were older we would date. Like
That was the
that.
best.
That
I
made me
died.
die. Like
I
I'm
died.
listening to it, like sitting down, and I just started busting out laughing in the audience. Like it was so much
I
fun.
was sitting next to Ricky's mom when he said that, and he's like, "Who's he trying to date? My boyfriend, my little boy."
My boy,
That's
hey,
so funny.
getting all protective. What about Christina Applegate? Because she really was on everyone, I think, this year to take the performance to the next level, which I thought was kind of interesting. And Misty gave great comments about technique. So, did you guys take any of what Christina said? I mean, was
No,
it too much? Was it not enough?
No, absolutely, and I appreciate the fact that they go in different areas with their critiques. And she's an actress, so yes, she did dance, of course, and she knows what she's talking about in that sense. But because the past, X amount of years she's been acting, she has that performance and that knowledge behind it. So that's what she was definitely trying to pull out of us.
Yeah, because in a sense, dancing is like acting.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love that she's such a fan of the show. She'll be like, and last week I just have to say, like, your dance, like, you know that she's
Yeah. Right.
constantly watching the
keeps up
show.
with it.
She's not just like throwing herself in the chair going, okay, let me just talk about this or whatever.
Yeah.
Before we go on to some of the other dances, I just want to thank everyone all season long for downloading the podcast on iTunes and rating us 5 stars. All of the comments on YouTube have been amazing. We've had incredible guests, and my boy party has been the best. I know, boy party. I call it boy party because
Hashtag boy party.
Hashtag boy party because Chloe and Jake
We're all here
are
now.
out, so I get all the boys to myself. I was like, I'm booking boys this week. I'm going to surround myself with really cute boys. So that's my selfishness. All right, let's talk about some of the other pieces. Jenna Dewan, her favorite piece, and this is the one that I was like, I'm not sure is my favorite with Tanisha and Rudy. The Sonia Taya piece, I loved the Dave Scott piece.
No, I have to disagree with you.
But all right, let's do it. Let's do it. Disagree, go.
Sonia's piece was amazing. Look at Niche, the entire video. Like, Rudy's an amazing partner. I'm not going to take away from Rudy. He's my boy. I think
Tanisha
he's amazing in his
crushes
pieces.
it.
But
She's a
Tanisha,
Beast when she
wow,
dances.
yo, that piece, she kills it. Kills it.
She can do anything.
So, no, and like that song is dope. And the
The song, yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly. And
So
like,
everyone disagrees with me?
I just think if we're talking about a lasting piece, like obviously not taking away from Dave Scott, his
not.
choreo was good, but that Sonia piece was powerful. Like and it really spoke, and like you get so attached that's like the song and the movement that goes with it. Like especially the you part.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa.
I sing it all, I sing it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, through that part, you know, and I think Good Kisser, like I was watching it and I was like, yeah, this is
good,
fun.
yeah.
But
Like,
with
they
Sonya's,
killed-
I'm
yeah.
like, yeah, like it's just a power thing, and I think that's basically what the judges was kind of like looking at.
Yeah, and that Sonia's piece stands out in my head. Like if I were to think of the season like that, I think of that one. Whereas the other one, I don't know. I liked it, but I would have to be reminded of it more.
Right.
Niche does a flying split jump in the air, and Rudy catches her like
Yeah.
by the face.
Yeah, and turns, throws her, like yeah.
Like, no big deal. Not a big deal.
Casual.
Yeah, I still
is-
haven't recovered from Tanisha not being in the top 4 either.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that was another one that I was like, wait
Yeah.
She's a
minute.
beast.
She is a beast.
She can do it all.
She is. There's nothing that she can't do, I feel like. Everything she's thrown, she's like, okay, got it. No big deal. Adam Shankman, who I missed all season long, I have to
Yeah.
say. It was nice to see him there for the finale. He picked the Far Side and Phoenix piece, of course, Ricky and Zach.
The two kings. Yeah, that's a dope routine.
That's a great routine.
So strong. Oh, that part's the best part.
Wait. Yeah. So much fun.
Now, are you guys like watching some of these? Like, I want to be in that routine. I want that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the
He's a
senile
skeleton.
dance.
Yes. How about
And-
you guys? Was there another number that you were like, I just want to
Oh,
be in that?
I have to be in the one with Fiction. The one Fiction and Zach did. My
I was surprised
my
not to
boy
see that in
Philip.
the finale, too.
I know. I was really sad. I talked to Philip about it, and he was like, "Oh, it's okay as long as it's like on tour," which I believe so. It will be because then I can take like Fiction's part. Hopefully,
course.
I would love that.
Throw it out there.
Throw it
Yeah.
out there.
Hello,
But that-
Mandy.
yeah, but yeah, exactly. And I even talked to Philip about it, and he was like, "Yo, if you actually do that part, then like." Let's fix it up and let's do some more crazy stuff like with you and Zach. I was like, let's do it. Like,
Done.
I don't mind, of course. Let's go hard.
Is there like a number that you were like, oh, I wish I was in that?
Yeah, anything with Catherine. I just wish I got to
Oh my
dance with
gosh.
Catherine. That
Wow.
would, yeah.
Yeah, I have like a massive girl crush on her. I don't know how you don't. Her dancing it gets better every season too.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about Allison too.
I
you
just
see
like
her-
being in like the 6 feet radius around her.
She have an aura.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, the heavens come down.
The dance angels
The
come
dancing. All right, Tara Lipinski. Oh, guess what? Little nappy tabs.
Yeah.
All right, talk about working
So much fun.
with nappy tabs. I just interviewed them for a Dance Spirit article on K-pop that's coming out in a couple months. But and they're amazing.
Oh yeah.
They're incredible. Their knowledge of just so many different styles of dance too. I'm interviewing them on Korean pop dance, and it's amazing what they were able to just like give me in the interview. But working with Jasmine.
Oh yeah.
What was that like? I mean, that's to me. I just would have been in the studio going, "Oh my god!"
Well, there you go. That's what I was doing.
That's it right
Yeah,
there.
like seriously, like I already came in knowing that Jasmine was a beast.
Yeah.
There's no question about it. Like, she's just a beast. And of course, coming in with Nappy Types, like, thankfully, I've worked with them before, and they're just amazing. Just beautiful, beautiful people. And they always have, like, a direction, and they always have a vision, so they know what they want. So it's always great to work with people who know exactly what they want coming into it. But then we started learning some choreo, and then we got into, like, the Miami section. And that's when Jasmine was like, oh, yeah. And I was like, oh, crap, she's so much better than me. I was like, I need to get on my stuff right now. Because, you know, I just hadn't done a hip hop like that in so long. And the thing is, like, Jasmine is such a, like, when I say this in a good way, obviously, but she's such a big dancer because she really, like, everything, you see the motions, you see everything, and I'm like, I'm a little bit littler, you know, like, my stuff is about, like, just, like, static motions, you know, like, this is me. And they were like, I want you to throw your arms out and just crank, 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 and I'm like, oh, crap, I can't, like, this is hard.
Get back into this.
So definitely Jasmine pushed me so hard.
I love that.
Throughout that whole routine, like, I mean, when she's in front of me doing that Miami section, I see her, like, going so low, like, her butt's almost to the ground. I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna get there too.
You're like, watch me.
Watch me get down on the ground. Ow, that's my hip. Okay, never mind. So
I think it's a dope ass routine. Like when we had the announcement that it was a Twitter contest between me, him, and Casey, I was talking to my dad. And he goes, "Well, like, I love you, son, but like, I hope Millie's makes it." Like,
So funny.
because it's so dope. I even have a picture on my phone of his routine, like him jumping into the basket at the end. I have that photo saved right now.
This morning
it's so
amazing.
dope. Especially because the first time he did that routine, we all thought he almost missed that basket, and he had to like snake it. So it was
Like,
so
whatever
dope.
it takes. It was like when I watched it last night too. Even when you're
Yeah.
in the basket, I'm like, is he gonna topple over? I'd be like bracing myself.
Oh, I was. That's,
You were.
that's the funny
I
thing.
was.
I got in and I did the wave thing inside, but I put like too much pressure on the back. So I was like this, like leaning. I was like, oh, just stay there. Wait until the lights.
Like
The lights.
that.
Okay,
Right.
they're on. Let's go. And that's when I rolled back out of the
Perfect. Well, the timing
funny.
was perfect because I was like, that is hard. Because I mean, even if your toe catches the edge
yeah.
of that basket,
Yeah.
That could turn into the funniest worst situation.
Yeah,
ever.
no,
Like,
like this is what I was thinking. I was like, just think if I ran and I jumped and my foot like caught on, it would go under
boom.
straight to the back of my head. Like so many bad things could
I was
happen.
thinking more of a stomach belly flop on top of it, and then
God.
a roll
Like fall-
bounce
You know,
off.
that's true. Yeah, it could have.
Boom, boom.
you never
That would
know.
have been
Or
terrible.
pass it.
Good
Oh,
TV
gosh.
though.
And
It would've been
Jasmine,
good
Right.
TV.
So
And Jasmine, I don't think a lot of people know. I mean, I didn't really discover it until she was here on the show. Was she's so sweet and actually kind of quiet.
Yes.
And
I
then
love
she gets
that
on
about her.
stage. It's just,
I love that.
oh yeah.
isn't that
She
amazing?
transforms.
Yeah.
You should see her when she finds a mirror. It's like, you know, she's sitting down, it's very quiet. She finds a mirror and she's just like just feeling herself. Like she goes into this character and
Like
I'm
a
like,
trance.
and I just watch her. I'm like, all right, Jasmine, all right.
I'll go
She's-
watch you move.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
then when you call her out, she like stops. She's like, okay, you know, I was.
Oh no,
She's like,
no,
"Oh,
stop.
no.
And then she has like these little giggles, like
Yeah. Oh, I love the giggles.
just out of nowhere. She's like, you're like, what?
Where did that come from? I know because you just see her out there
Yeah.
on stage and she's so fierce and amazing and everything
yeah.
else. We briefly mentioned the top 10 piece with the All Stars. Sonia Ty and Chris Scott. Another one we've missed all summer because he's been filming Teen Beach Movie
Yeah.
2
Right.
Yeah.
in Puerto Rico. But
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico and an Emmy winner, Emmy nominee this season. What was it like having the two of them? Like when people tag team like that?
Oh, no, it was great. Honestly, a lot of people in the beginning were thinking, wow, maybe they'll like butt heads a little bit, you know, just because they're both such power choreographers. But they actually worked very well. If you notice in the piece, it was very sectional. You know, like they Steadicam worked on one section and moved to the next and the next. So it's like, you know, that beginning part with like Catherine and Robert and Tanisha and Rudy, it was a lot of coordination with Chris and Sonia, and they made that work. And then when it came to like me and Dietrich, it was basically like Chris and Dietrich kind of putting that together. Because like I'm not like, it's funny because a lot of people think that I'm like a b-boy, but I'm actually not. So like when he was like, you're gonna do a b-boy section with Dietrich, I was like, okay, let's see what happens. But obviously Dietrich is amazing, so we worked that out. And then as the piece went on, like both Chris and Sonia were like, yes, I like that, let's do this. Or Sonia's like, hey Chris, what if we added this? And he's like, you know what, I love it. Or and vice versa. Like
Really good collaboration.
it works so well, and we workshopped it at one day like for 11 hours, and we just kind of, they were like slowly putting it together, but obviously you saw the product. It was just,
It was beautiful, yeah.
It was
It
amazing
was.
to be a part of it. Like, even when I like ran off stage and I'm watching everybody, like I'm getting excited, like goosebumps and everything. I'm like,
I love watching that piece.
It's feel good.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Even there's the set of it. It was simple, but you kind of like it took you into another location.
Yeah.
That you
Yeah.
really, I just loved. I thought the way it was just really well designed from top to bottom.
You can also watch it like every time see something new.
That's
There's so many little
yeah,
stories
that's a good
going
call.
on.
Good call.
You know, by
Yeah.
the time you finish watching fiction, flirting with Jessica and throwing that suitcase, there's like 3 chapters going on.
Yeah.
you know?
That's one I would love the different camera angles on.
Yeah.
You know, and be able to like press camera
Yeah.
A, press camera
Yeah,
B, and
yeah.
see what's
Ooh,
happening.
that
That would be
choice.
dope on the website if they're like that was routine and it's like pick which camera
Oh.
side you want to
Like,
see it from.
Yeah.
This is when we aired, but we have these alternatives.
I would love that. Nigel and Jeff, we've got more ideas for you. Season
Serge.
12.
I need a new job, Teddy.
Yeah.
Honestly,
There's
I'm
a
trying to plug
producer
it.
There's something
betting.
going on here, yeah.
He's gonna want to be. You're gonna want to being like a director and a producer before you know it.
Oh, your lips to God's ears, man.
Money man.
All right.
Where the money is. All right. Jessica picked Travis Wall piece. The Jessica and Robert, of course,
Yeah.
all star. I mean, gorgeous.
Yeah.
Stunning.
Oh yeah, this piece is amazing. Sorry, I like blacked out for a
No.
second. Robert was amazing in this
Oh,
piece.
yeah.
I love him as an asshole.
Yeah, yeah. Me too. I agree. And,
Yeah.
and I heard you saying that when we were watching it, and I was like,
He's
You're
so
totally
good.
right.
It's perfect because
Yeah.
he has that one quality, like the perfect asshole. I guess in a story, you have to have
I
a
just
reason
got what
to
you're saying.
love him.
I'm like, did you just call Robert an asshole? No, I get it. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, in the
Not-
dance.
she's like,
The
wait a minute.
character, I know, I was
whoa.
like-
right.
She's like, wait, where's this going?
I'm like, is this behind the scenes stuff? No, we're talking about his character.
No.
Yeah,
Robert's
yeah.
a sweetheart.
Yep.
But in that number, he's supposed to be not the nicest man. So he plays that character really well
yeah.
there because the one reason why is an asshole has to be lovable for some reason.
You
Like
have
there has
to
to
make
be
him sympathetic.
something in him. The audience has to like him, but you don't know why you like him because he's actually doing this and this and this terribly. you know?
Yeah.
And I think every time Jessica did that dance, she got better and better.
Yep.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
when I saw her in the rehearsal, I was like, wow. Like, I was blown away. I mean, every time I was, but each time it just got better and better. And then by the time she performed it, it was...
Did she do all contemporary last night? I'm just like thinking right now. Jessica. All
yeah,
this
yeah,
Travis
she did all
Wall.
contemporary.
Look at that.
Yeah.
She got her style. Well, she was jazz, but you know,
Yeah.
she's very well trained in contemporary. Interesting. And then Kat's piece, Travis Wall, Valerie. It was the Travis Wall show. Valerie and Ricky.
Yeah.
To finish off the
Well,
night.
that number was beautiful to watch.
Oh, I love
know.
that.
That- because they were
It
top
was
two already.
Yeah, it was beautiful just because they were top 2, and you were like, wow.
Do you
this is-
think because they knew the results, they purposely put that number last?
No, it just from backstage telling you that number wasn't gonna happen. Maybe was gonna happen. Like it wasn't set. So
Oh,
that-
okay.
because of that, we know it wasn't set.
Yeah.
I would have thought that was just kind of like a nice
Right?
fitting end to it, but it just worked out that way. That's
Mm-hmm.
kind of awesome.
Yeah. The stars aligned on that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they did.
exactly.
It's kind of a sweet ending. A couple things we had talked about Teddy with his audition and everything else. For you, you were on season 10 and came back for season 11. How's your nose?
Great.
It looks
obviously.
good. It looks very handsome
great.
The
nose.
whole season, no worries.
No, I know, right?
With lots of worries. You were just
Oh,
now
yeah.
it's over.
I mean, now like
Now
I don't
there's
have to
no
think about
worries.
feet coming near my nose, of course.
First week you were tripping.
Oh,
You were like,
yeah.
"Oof."
he wanted to come in
Flashbacks.
with like bubble wrap around his head, just
Yeah.
like a joke.
Yeah, I heard who kicked you in the nose, but you know, but you know, do you sit there and ever think like, what would have happened season 10, season 11? But I mean, you did Step Up 5, so I think like it all worked out the way it was supposed
Everything
to in
happens for
some
a
weird
reason.
way.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
because he had a killer part in Step Up 5.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
Yeah, I it was funny because I was talking to somebody a while ago that I think it was the universe working with me because I remember months before So You Think was starting, somebody had asked me, a choreographer, he was like, would you want to do So You Think or would you rather do Step Up? And I remember thinking about it and I was like, I don't know why I said it, but I was like, oh, I'd rather do Step Up. And he looked at me and was like, why? You know, and So You Think you'd be like an individual, you'd be able to showcase yourself, you know, and really show your style. And I was like, I know, but I've always wanted to work on a movie, you know? So that was my first thought. But as So You Think became more reality, of course I was like, okay, never mind, So You Think, that's what I want. But I think because the universe heard me say that, it was like, I mean, that's what you wanted in the
Changes.
beginning. We're going to make that happen for you. And that's kind of like what happened. And I mean, it's really weird that, because it sucks, like getting hit the way I did and having to go through surgery and doing that whole thing and obviously giving up that chance for So You Think. But it just, I look at it now, and it was such a great thing because I would have never made like really good friends with Teddy. I was already friends with Serge from last year, but we would have never shared the experience of being together on the season.
Yeah, yeah.
When we talked about that, like before it started, we were like, bro, I mean, like, it's so good we get to do this together. Like,
And it opened up an opportunity for Aaron too. That
Exactly.
For,
In
top
turn,
4.
we figured it out. In turn, actually opened up the opportunity for Zach.
yeah.
Because Zach said he was inspired by Aaron, and that's why he came back to audition. Aaron wouldn't be there if Dance 10 Allen didn't kick this dude in the face.
I wasn't gonna say who it was, but
Didn't kick him
It
in the
was him.
face and make him leave, causing Aaron to be there. So Zach has to thank Allen.
Yeah.
there you go. You can't be mad.
No.
No, I mean you can't. It's like
Everything happens for a reason.
everything does, and I would say it was a really nice return with Aaron as an all-star.
Yeah. Oh,
doing the
God.
top
Oh,
numbers.
that's awesome.
Yeah, he's so good.
He's such a bomb performer.
Yeah.
He is not dancing a lot, isn't he? I hear he's doing like a lot of DJing and work in Vegas and stuff like that, but I'm like, I want to see him more.
Yeah,
dancing.
I mean, I would love that. He's an amazing performer. But
He's-
I mean, speaking as the grandpa of the cast, like, we're grown men. It gets hard. You know,
Yeah.
a DJing thing is probably really good.
I saw Milena when she was here. She was like, "Yes, Serge is grandpa and I was grandma." And I saw her hashtag yesterday, like hashtag
Grandma
grandma
loves
loves
you.
you.
Yeah, so sweet.
And I was like, I love that girl. She's like,
She's the best.
She's
she
sweet.
is so awesome.
Yeah, grandpa
So
loves
sweet.
grandma.
So
Serge and
awesome.
Milena gave us the pump up
Yeah.
speeches in the circle.
I was amazed because I think of the top 10, you guys were all like 18 to like
26.
I was the oldest.
You were the oldest at
I
that
was
point.
23 for the top 10.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
23, yeah, it was young. And then it was like by top 4, it's like 18 to 20. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Everyone's a baby. How many times did you try out for the show?
Twice.
Twice.
Oh, sorry, no, 3 times.
3 times.
Forgive me.
Okay. And then how many was it for you?
4.
4. And so did you auditioned with Brittany Cherry last season, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Brit.
Brit.
Brit. I know. And so how is it, when you come back year after year, like what is the impetus to like, just like, I'm going to do it again? Because it's a lot to go through.
I know, honestly, and like as the year goes, you're like, I'm not doing it, I'm doing it, and then March comes and you're like, okay, fine, I have to audition. The auditions in like a week or two, you know.
Did you do LA auditions?
Yeah, for the past 2 years, I did the LA auditions, and then
And you did LA? Oh, no, you went right to Green Mile, or right to Pasadena week,
This
right?
week, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Or, sorry,
This-
this
this
week,
season.
This year, yeah. I was like, I had heard that you
I
went
did
to right
New York
to Pasadena
twice and LA twice.
And LA's hard because it's the last
Yeah,
last show, and they have. We've heard that they at that point they have types and what they need and what
Yeah.
they want.
Yeah.
So you have to be bomb to kind of like make a presence.
Yeah.
Good for you. You should be proud of that.
Oh yeah, I'm super proud that
Yeah.
I made it past
Yeah,
Green Mile
absolutely.
finally.
Right, exactly. I mean, I thought, like, last year, I thought he was a shoo-in to get into season 10. So I was very excited. Like, I remember us going to the Green Mile, and I was like, yo, it's going to be me and Serge, and we're going to have a blast, and we're going to obviously get to know everybody else, and da-da-da-da. And when he came in that room, and he was like, nope, I was just like,
What the heck?
What
But-
is going on? Like, I just didn't get it, you know?
That's when Sergio was born, but at least we had this season to make it happen.
Exactly.
No, you guys
bromance.
You guys did not get the big dramatic like you're on the show. I heard that when they brought you up to the table, it's like you're going on to Green Mile. You guys, I heard, got like phone calls or texts or something to say you're on the show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I thought that was a little
Yeah.
magic in television. Was that weird? Was it a text or was it like a phone call?
No,
was a phone
no,
call.
it was definitely a full conversation that
Yeah.
I wasn't believing at first, but
Prank
Yeah.
call.
it was really cool.
Spammer.
Exactly.
I mean, that's a little, I guess that's different than other years because we've heard other contestants say, I think Tiffany and Audrey both said, like, we went to a room and then they would send a beep and you'd go into the next room and then you'd come into the third room and then you'd finally meet
Whoa.
the judge.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a
That's
whole
crazy.
A beep.
systemized thing. There was
I
a
think-
beep, it'd go beep, and then you'd go to the next room, like a second waiting room, and then you'd go before the
That's
judges.
so interesting.
And then you
Wow.
have to answer 3 riddles, and then if you make it past this room,
and unlock.
Yeah.
yeah. No, honestly, I think the show does like something a little different every season, and because I remember season 7 when I made it to the Green Mile, we got phone calls as well.
Yeah.
There was no filmed Green Mile
Oh,
that
that's
season
right.
either.
And they filmed those
The
phone
judges
calls.
came to people's houses. Like, remember Nigel drove to Ken's
Yeah.
house in
Yeah.
Bum Blank. I don't know where it is.
Yeah,
Or
super
not,
far out.
Yeah, I don't even remember.
Kent's from like Ohio, isn't he, or something? Virginia.
Yeah, sure.
know.
Probably somewhere where Jackie lives. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Or,
don't know.
by Jackie.
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I thought that, it's so hard. Some of the contestants, they're gone early. You don't get a chance to know them. But I didn't feel like I got to know Emily, and she was your partner.
I love Emily.
Teddy and Emily need a TV show.
Oh
You don't,
my
you don't
God.
understand.
You
You
Now
don't
keep going.
understand. And
The funniest.
Here's the thing. Emily and I, we were like not totally ourselves during the show. neither of us were.
Nerves?
Yes.
Okay.
But Emily and I have the best time ever. Like, we don't care what else is going on. We're gonna be us, and if you like it, good. If you don't, whatever. It's
That's
totally
amazing.
It's totally.
It's totally.
Totally. Is
I
your
want the show so bad. I'll produce that show. That'll be my
Yes.
first show.
There you go.
We're starting a whole new
Totally.
career here. I love
love
this.
it.
It is.
How bad was her injury? Because I think like it seemed she seemed in a lot of pain.
She
the
had,
last-
she had a rough couple of weeks. She had a back injury. It was like her ribs and labral tears, and her shoulder popped out. And
Dave
she-
Scott said it was hard. He had come into the studio with all of this choreography, and then he's like, "Oh my gosh, she's really hurt."
Yeah, it was hard because I would look at her face and she wants so badly to do what he's telling her, but like, Teddy, my back's not letting me. I can't do it right now. Oh my God. And it was tough, and I felt so bad for her, and she had a rough couple weeks.
It's so hard too because you're like, "This is my opportunity, and I just want to go all out and make the most of this experience."
Yeah, I mean that's super hard when your brain is giving you like 100%, like I want this, I want this, I want this, and your body's just like, sorry, I need 5 minutes.
And she is so tough though, So, but
That's hard.
Yeah. To be honest, dancers are one of the toughest people like in the world because like we're willing to just destroy
just
our
throw
bodies
yourselves and
to make magic. You
to
know?
make art, to make whatever. If you want it, sure, we'll do it. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
How are the injuries this year? I know some years are really bad, and other years
Apparently
it's just,
we were the worst
I know, but-
season full of injury. I don't know if they were just
Apparently.
making fun of us, but like we did. Well,
really
we
compared
did
to
all
Alex
live.
Wong. I'm like, with the way the show. I mean, that's bad.
Yeah, that's bad.
No, that was
bad.
hard. No, we just all survived on KT tape.
Oh, there, I
Yeah.
know we saw a lot of that underneath
Yep.
the costumes and
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
like
No.
that.
Yep.
That was my life. Like I was like a mummy in it. I just because I was lifting everyone, so my shoulders were kind of.
You're
dead.
like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
dying. You guys should be doing ads for them, I guess. They should sponsor the show.
I think they're sponsoring Jess right now.
And Carly. No, they're sponsoring Carly too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because they have to use it every day. I don't see Jess without it
Yeah.
other
Show
than
day.
show day.
And it's both of
No,
her
but
shoulders
they
now, it's not
started
just
working,
one.
doing it on show day now too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had it under
At
one of
first,
her.
they made us start like taking it off because like just for like an hour or so, it wouldn't be bad. But it got to a point where you needed to keep it.
Yeah.
I know in the Spencer Lift number where she had the red dress, she had the tape on.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that Broadway number. was
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah.
Sexy.
Sexy. Super sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Zach Pack. He
So,
killed it.
what's next for you guys? I
Killed
know. I know tour, but beyond tour, I mean, because you guys, what are you gonna do? What's your ideal job?
After?
Yeah.
I actually was talking to, well, obviously it's not for sure right now, my placement in that, but I was talking to Napoleon and Tabitha because they're actually producing a movie that got postponed to spring. It was supposed to happen while I was on tour. So I didn't go to the audition and do any of that because I was thinking, what's the point, you know?
Right.
I'm not gonna be able to do it. Then I heard it got postponed to spring and I was like, wow, okay. So I kind of talked to him about it. I was like, hey, like, it's getting postponed in spring. Is there going to be another audition that I could possibly go to for it? They're like, just finish tour and then hit us up, and you know we're going to see if we can just get you on there. And I was
You're
like,
so awesome.
wow. I was like, okay, I would love that, you know. So that's kind of the direction I'm trying to go towards. But I even said in a couple interviews, like I really want to get more into the industry. I started dabbling into the industry about 1.5 years, 2 years ago, and I do a few things here and there. But I really want to start getting into like commercial work and like doing things like that because like it's very like once you've made it in there, like you start becoming a regular and it's like really great pay and you have a good time with people that you enjoy being around and
And
super fun.
choreographers hire the same people over and over again
Yeah.
too. Once they have their little crew of who they
yeah.
like to work with.
Exactly.
So
Well, that's up to that person. They have to be a professional and they have to
Yep.
be like ready to do what's being told of them. You know?
Open-minded.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So, you know, and that choreographer, of course, they're going to continue to work with somebody they feel like very like respecting towards and somebody that they trust.
Supplying good energy.
And that's why we always, the choreographers this year didn't get asked their opinions a lot on you guys in the rehearsal studio as they have in previous seasons. And the choreographer said, we talk amongst ourselves and, say this
Yeah.
is how so-and-so works and things like that. But
Yeah.
I kind of love when they did that because if you guys don't know, like, I need an attitude adjustment or something in the rehearsal space. Like, you need to know that when you're going out there and auditioning and,
Right.
and
Yeah.
doing gigs and everything else because you want to be the dancer that they hire over and over again. So,
Exactly.
so interesting. How about you, Teddy?
So after tour, I want to move to LA and sign with an agent and also go into commercial work as well.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Serge, what are you going to do?
Well, I'm producing Tedley, the morning show.
I can't wait.
Yeah, and then
Producing-
Tedley will start like
Okay, when's Tedley
March.
starting?
March.
Okay.
Okay.
So
No,
Tedley.
but on the reels, I have the Dance With Me is opening right now, so we actually have the grand opening coming up, and
September 10th.
yeah, and we have a lot of plans for that. There's always my BWAT family.
Ballroom with a twist.
Yeah, so that's
I
always,
know the lingo.
yeah, you do.
I'm insider.
and that show, and the beauty with that show is you can do it and do everything else because it's not permanent placement. It's like you're on, you're off, you're on, you're off, you're on,
Yep.
you're off. So it's like fun.
You want to come on our Dancing with the Stars?
I would love to. I would love to. I think, honestly, I think the show maybe thought I was on tour because I heard my name was in the mix after Twitter told me.
Can I ask? Did you meet with Rob Wade? A lot of people did.
Not personally, like one-on-one.
Yeah,
but,
I know he had meetings with certain people, so I just
Right, but I
ask him.
I have an agent, and I mean,
They threw it out
they
there.
do that stuff.
They threw
I
your
don't-
They do
name-
that
They
stuff.
threw your name in the ring.
Yeah.
I don't know who they talk to or
Yeah.
what happens to who, but all I know is that the tour thing confused everyone because a lot of people thought I was on tour, and but now I'm not. And we actually aren't allowed to do competing dance shows for a little bit, but maybe next season
For spring. Yeah.
there'll be something else, you know?
You never know.
You never know. And I'm getting that itch, like I want to go to Europe for a little bit, see what's going on.
Nice.
I try to get to
Nice.
Europe
Yes.
like every 6 months.
Now Europe for dance or just to go?
Both. There's like Strictly's over there. There's a ton of tours going on
yeah.
there too.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh no, I'm definitely going there for vacation.
European
Summer
women are
vacation
amazing.
for like a
I'd
month.
Why
love
don't y'all go
to.
together?
I would love to go.
Yeah.
And then I'll come and it'll be like, boy party,
Hashtag
Europe.
Boy party in Europe.
Well, you guys, I want to congratulate all of you. I mean, you are all winners, top 20. I know I'm going to see you guys a million places, so I'm so proud of you. I hope you all know that.
Thank you so
I
much.
love
So much.
watching your journeys all season long, and the fans have. And I've got to tell you, like, you were the three that all the ladies were like, can you have Serge? Can Serge come on? Can Amelia come on? Can Teddy come on? I'm like, okay. Lauren Caps,
Yeah.
obsessed with you.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for
Lauren.
asking.
I know,
Chris.
and I think-
Love you, Lauren.
I think my big question from Teddy was people were like, "Can you give him a hug for me?" I'm like, "I will hug Teddy, no problem." So I'm sending. I know, so cute. All right, do me a favor and tell everyone where they can find you online.
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook under Teddy Coffee. It's as simple as that.
Emilio.
Twitter and Instagram under I am Emilio Dosal, which is long, very long. Sorry.
Which is long.
Very long, and yeah, that's
Get a pad and a pen.
Serge?
Twitter and Instagram at Serge Onick. I think I'm Serge O on Facebook.
Excellent. And I'm
Yeah.
at Kristen Burt. You guys all know that. And the Kristen Burt on Facebook and Instagram. Oh, yeah. Thank you guys for an amazing season. All of our guests and my two co-hosts who are not here, Jake and Chloe. I missed you guys, but we'll see you all, fingers crossed, for season 12. So you think you can dance.
Ooh, I want to be an
After
all-star.
Buzz
Are
TV.
you gonna be an all-star?
Are you gonna be an all-star?
From executive
I'm a
producers
big
Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or
What are we
principals.
doing?
Serge, what are you doing?